Yes. Red.
That's a blue engine, okay? I know when it's perfect for you, Dad.
Alright, thanks.
You look through it if you need a second or something.
Hey guys.
Roll in.
Oh, the bar.
You guys want to sit together or you guys want to sit in the front? You guys can sit here too. You know that? No, just sit back.
The second largest in the world. It was 9.2 on the Richter scale. It lasted 4 minutes and 38 seconds. It split 4th Avenue down this double yellow line all the way to the green and white building, cracking the street wide open. The whole north side of Anchorage dropped and fell 11 feet to the ocean.
Whoa.
This is also the ceremonial start to the Iditarod. You guys heard of the Iditarod?
Yeah.
Well, during our winter carnival, all the mushers line up with all their dogs right here on 4th and take off, one right after the other, over 60 mushers, lined with thousands of people. It's televised to watch that happen. That's a celebration of the 1925 Serum Run to Nome. There was an outbreak of diphtheria in the village of Nome, and there was no way to get that life-saving serum there but by dog teams. So 20 mushers and 150 dogs loaded up their sleds. They raced through a blizzard. 6.5 days, 700 miles. Pulled in all of that serum into Nome, saved everybody in the village just in time. That's called the Great Race of Mercy, and that was how the Iditarod started. This guy named John Suter was crazy enough a few years ago, he hooked up a team of giant poodles and ran the Iditarod. Can you imagine? No, he didn't win. And not only that, his picture in the paper was so embarrassing. He was the only one. When he crossed the finish line, all those poodles were in the sled and he was pushing. It's hilarious. This is a Saturday-Sunday market. It's absolutely free to get in. Live music from Alaskan musicians, Alaskan artists from all over Alaska, and can I just say deep-fried halibut? Yum.
Very good.
It is so good.
Oh,
Here's Eisenhower in the Alaska Statehood Monument right here on the left. See him? We lovingly refer to this as Ike on the half shell. It's like a little bald oyster in there. In 1949, we appealed to Congress to become a state. It only took Congress 10 years to decide that was okay. So in 1959, when Eisenhower was president, he declared us the 49th and largest state. Then along came Hawaii, and they became our 50th state. We thought they were just being polite and letting us apply first, but now we know those Hawaiians so sneaky. Now they're forever known as Hawaii 5-0. Look 'em, Dano. If you keep walking down this street right here, you're going to run into a creek called Ship Creek. That's S-H-I-P. Not to be confused with anything else. Kings are running right now. High tide, 10 o'clock this morning, 10 o'clock at night. Die-hard fishermen all day and night down there fishing for them. They've caught them, started catching them 3 weeks ago. We always have a contest in June for the biggest salmon. Last year, someone caught a 40-pounder and won $10,000.
Wow.
They get much bigger than that, though. So it's really fun to watch them fish right out here. You know what combat fishing is? Combat fishing is when you're elbow to elbow. When you go to reel in, you smack each person on each side because we're so close together fishing. So there's an observation bridge. We can look over Ship Creek at high tide. The water's nice and clear. You see those salmon, they run like this, really fast against the fastest part of the current, trying to smell their way home, pointing towards that current. That's what they do. Fish smell their way home. If you smell your way home, you're a hoarder and you have a problem. Get help soon. This is the depot. Why did we need a railroad? In 1904, we found so much coal across our inlet over here, we already had a buyer. The Orient wanted everything we could give them, but how to get it there? We couldn't use the port of Anchorage. It has the second largest tide variance in the world, almost 40 feet between high and low tide. The nearest deep water port. That is the moose gooser. I do not like the moose gooser. It hurts my hiney. Do not slink the moose. This is the port of Anchorage right here. 85% of everything that this state consumes comes into this port. For the whole state of Alaska, 85%. Busy port. It's so busy that cruise ships don't dock here. They dock in Seward, that deep water port. So busy down here, their motto is ship and get off the port. $600 men decided to stay and make Anchorage their home after the railroad was complete. So they called for their families, settled in, everybody voted on a name. We didn't have a name yet. So, number one pick, Alaska City, Alaska. That's what we wanted to be called. We sent that into the Seattle Post Office. That was our main form of communication at the time. The Seattle Post Office got the memo and abruptly wrote us back and said, we've been calling you Anchorage for the last 3 months. Your name is Anchorage. So the Seattle Post Office named us, which was a good thing because we had really bad taste. Our second choice, Tent City, Alaska. Anybody want to come to Tent City, Alaska? No? Bueller? This body of water out here is called Cook Inlet. In 1776, famous British explorer James Cook was commissioned by the King of England to find a shorter trade route between China and England. So, he set out looking for this elusive Northwest Passage, only to get lost. And when he got lost, he discovered Australia, New Zealand, Tahiti, Hawaii, and Alaska. That's some good getting lost right there. And this is Resolution Park, named after one of his famous ships, the Resolution. This is Captain Cook still looking for the Northwest Passage. Poor guy. See the mountain he's looking at? See that mountain? That's the mountain he's sitting at. Locals know her as Sleeping Lady. It's a giant woman laying on her back. Her hair is flowing towards me. The small mountain is her head, the indent is her neck, and the rest of the mountain is her body. She's got her arms across her chest. You see her laying there? The Athabascans have a legend about Sleeping Lady. Basically, the legend in the end is that she sleeps until there's peace in the world. And then when there's peace in the world, the gods will awaken her and she'll be gone. So she sleeps today for peace in the world. There's an Athabascan legend about a Sleeping Lady. It's quite charming. In 1778, Cook continued his quest, looking for the Northwest Passage, only to sail up the Bering Strait. And if you don't know what that is, that's a 26-mile wide body of water that separates Russia from Alaska. He sailed that in November. When you sail up the Bering Strait in November, the water is frozen. This guy's had enough of turning his ship around and getting lost. He goes back to Hawaii. We call him the first Alaskan to go to Hawaii for Christmas, and now we all go. I just got back. I left one day before that lava flow started. Seriously. You can see the mud flaps right here? Yeah. Those mud flaps are our landmass so right here, these little wooden houses, these are some of the original homes of Anchorage right there. That's what we look like, little wooden houses. Little wooden sidewalks. Everything was made out of wood. This is our first high school. See the eagle painted on the front? And that black cuff above his claw, farthest to the right that way, there is a beige 7 and a 1 painted in. Do you see that? It's right here in this picture, if you don't know where to look. That black cuff right there. That's because the class of 71 raised the money to have him painted on there. And they were so proud, they asked the principal, can we have our year painted in? He said no. So they went behind his back and paid the artist and he put it in anyway. It took the principal 5 years to see it. So it's their 5-year reunion just for fun. He handed out detention slips to everybody. This inlet tower right here with the brown stripe, the only high rise to survive the earthquake in this area right here. Only 9 people died in that earthquake. 2 were downtown in front of the JCPenney building because the sign fell on them. The other 7 died at Earthquake Park where we're going. Why only 9 people in a 9.2? Anybody know? It was Good Friday. Nobody at work and nobody at school. The Corps of Engineers estimates had it been any other day, over 3,000 people would have died. And you're right, we only had about 82,000 people in the population at the time. This high school completely crumbled and had to be rebuilt, so they decided, hey, let's rebuild it on the fault line. Thank you, Curly and Mo. 'Cause we had such an influx of population in these big waves, the railroad workers came up, brought up their families. And then in military, 30,000 military for World War II. And then started the pipeline in 68, 60,000 people all at once. They love to do that. They eat your trees, they eat your garden, and they have a baby. Yep, right? Bonus! Barra barrage. I'm going to show you a modern day barra barra. All you're going to see is grass and 2 skylights, and that's their roof. Right here on the right. It goes down 3 floors. That's Mrs. Isaacson right there. It goes down 3 floors, 2,200 square feet. Buried underground on 3 sides. The 4th in Anchorage. There's a couple of reasons for that. This house sold a few years ago, $450,000. This one, $600,000 last summer. This one, look at this, $573,000. We're landlocked. We're out of land. Literally, we have nowhere else to build it up. That's one of the reasons. Path that runs in 3 to 9 foot waves like this. Can you see that? In the trolley? Look down there. Everybody get a look at that? Straight through those woods right there. You see it?
Oh, I see.
Okay. Now I'm going to pull away from these cars. So this is Earthquake Park now. Quite different. That's why I wanted you to remember all those homes that we passed by. Because over 75 homes looking just like that was what Earthquake Park looked like before the earthquake. They ran all the way through here at Port Warrenzoff. This was new construction. It was called Turnagain by the Sea. Everybody wanted to live here because they sat right here and had a beautiful view. So now you can see in these 9 foot waves carried out 500 feet, broke away and fell into the ocean, 500 feet out that way. Sank over 30 feet down, it liquefied out here. So before the earthquake, it's 5:38, Good Friday, everybody's home, over 75 homes, 3 to 5 people, it's dinner time. You're doing fine until the earthquake starts, and then suddenly you live on a comforter and somebody's whipping you 9 feet like this on a comforter in your house. And every wave is taking you like this out of that freezing water. You won't survive, I can guarantee it. And not only that, but the blue clay subsoil out here gets hotter and hotter and hotter, heats up to just the right temperature, slams down from over 30 feet to 3 feet of liquid, just like that. It's called liquefaction. So now your home's sinking. It's breaking around your ears and it's sailing away into the freezing water. For almost 5 minutes this has happened. North American plate, Pacific plate out here at cracked apart. So these waves are them literally trying to find a place to settle back down. So that's what happened. So now, how did only 7 people die in this earthquake? That the amazing part? I knew a family that lived out here. 2 were siblings from the same family. The older brother was trying to save the younger brother, and he never came back. So what they did was they crawled up here onto the surface, the first people to survive, and then they reached out and grabbed their neighbor in front of them, and they locked arms because they're riding a 9 foot wave. So while holding on to each other, then they added another person. That person reached out and grabbed someone else, grabbed somebody else. They continued to grab onto each other and made these human chains and passing people forward at the same time up here to safety at this level. So as wide as you can see and as far as you can see, nothing but human chains of people riding these waves, holding on to each other for life and passing each other forward and saving each other. over and over again. They reached out and snatched that last person right out of their home before it sailed away into the water, doing that until they saved each other, all but 7 people. Isn't that amazing? That's how they did it. They saved each other. Yep, that's the human spirit. Yep, as much as you don't like your neighbor, in the end, you really do. We're staying alive, staying alive, ha, 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 staying alive. Sing with me, ha. They're just this color, and they blend really well, so you really have to look. Holler if you see one. You usually just see their hiding, because their head's always down eating. This is 10,000 acres of parkland called Kincaid Park. This is, by the way, permafrost. And here's the trees that try to survive on ice. These are black scrub spruce right here. They go down about 2 feet and then their roots spread out, trying to get nutrients to survive. Moose love to stand in here because this is a cold, muddy bog on top, and moose are so hot naturally that their hair is hollow. So they love to stand in that freezing mud. This is a moose fence right here on the right. It's 16 feet tall. It has to be that tall because moose can leap 12 feet into air from a standing position. 20 feet forward in one leap. This is a moose gate right here. See the funny prongs? They walk in, that's fine. They turn around to leave and they bonk their head. They don't like it. This is a deterrent fence. It's a 3/4 fence like this. It's open on the far side. They're not trapped in there. It's just to deter them, to keep them from the road. In fact, look, it doesn't even go all the way down. Mama moose and baby moose crawl in and out like a cat under the couch all the time where the fence is bent. See that? Summertime, it's not a problem. This fence is mainly for winter. Because I can see it's dry, I can stop right now. But winter for 9 months, it's dark and it's so slippery, we salt our roads to drive on them. And the moose love the salt. So they come out onto the road. I came around a corner a few years ago in the middle of winter going 2 miles an hour. Female moose, 1,000 pounds, 6 feet tall. She'll have 19 calves in her lifetime, starting at the age of 2. To those bare necessities, those simple roadkill recipes. Just give me a big fork and a knife. When I mean those roadkill recipes, the meal that still has fur and fleas. The simple roadkill recipes of life, wherever I wander, wherever I go. My car is fast and my food is slow. If it's a truck, you're in luck. If it's a car, then it's tar-tar. An SUV, just bring the brie. Leave the rest all up to me. And never mind the goo. Those roadkill recipes will cross in front of you. If it's small and brown, run it down. If it's in the road, it's all alone. Brush off the dirt, and if it's not hurt, ain't no sweat, you got a brand new pet. Those simple roadkill recipes of life. Bon appetit.
Yay.
Thank you very, very much, Julia Child. Wonderful. I love roadkill. Don't be embarrassed to want to become one with your meat. It's perfectly natural. This is the world's largest small engine aircraft airport. It's called Lake Hood, Lake Spenard. You know, Alaska has half of all the small engines in the U.S. right here in Alaska. And at this airport, a quarter of all the small engine aircraft, you're looking at them right here. Stop. Aircraft crossing. Must yield to all aircraft. They have the right-of-way on every road here. That tower is the Ted Stevens Tower. There's the airport. They have to man the domestic, international, and these flights as well. At this airport, on average, 800 takeoffs and landings a day in the summer. Usually there's one that sits here that's a beautiful shiny silver one that's a 1938. That's why I love it. But this is what I have on a beaver. It's called the plane that built Alaska. It's such a beast you can strap 4,000 pounds of payload on the wings and fly in everything you need to build your cabin in the most remote places in Alaska. Stopped making them in 76. I'll show you another one that's a favorite of people who fly here. A Super Cub. It's very skinny and light. Seats 2 people on the back. If you have broad shoulders, it's covered in the wings are covered in cloth instead of metal. It's so light. This purple plane right here, if you lose the engine mid-flight, it becomes a glider. You glide down and land safely. We have a STOL contest here every year. Anybody know what STOL means? Short takeoff or landing. A Super Cub won last year, landing shorter than the length of this trolley, less than 30 feet. I call it the rooster landing. You can spend anywhere from $250 to $1 million on a plane, depending on the bells and whistles that you want. See all these little huts around the lake, all these little houses, you know what they are? You know what they're for? This is where the husbands live and didn't ask their wives first before they bought a plane. They live here now. Me, my dog, and my beer, I always shed a tear. Lake Hood over here, Lake Spenari, over here where we're going. You okay? Alright. Isn't it beautiful today? Oh my gosh! This guy's in my way. I don't like that. Airfield maintenance, I guess we've got the right of way. Well, maybe this guy, I don't know. He looks like a little closer to taking off, yep. But we gotta beat it. There. Oh, there he is. Huh. I was like, huh? He's taking a long time to get down there. Plover, a Hawaiian bird, flaps 3 days to get here from Hawaii over open ocean. There's a bar-tailed godwit from New Zealand, 12,000 miles over open ocean to get here. Loses 2/3 of its body weight, sits down at Westchester Lagoon, eats a quarter pound of mosquitoes a day and regains its body weight. The Arctic tern, one of the longest migration patterns of any migratory bird, 60,000 miles to Antarctica a year, all year long. 20% of our population in Alaska is military. They either have served and are veterans or are currently serving. History and art. This is 6th Avenue right here. Just keep going till you hit A Street, just a few blocks up, 6th and A. Huffy's, great place for a halibut burger or a salmon Caesar salad. In front of us here on the left, this is the Wyland Wailing Wall. Famous artist. If you're Barbara Walters, this is the Wyland Wailing Wall, White Hill on the left. The black and white whale is a bowhead whale. She's painted to scale. The white ones are belugas. They run in pods. It shoots those salmon to the mouth of Ship Creek, straight down this hill, right into Ship Creek. High tide tonight. That's their favorite food. I just found out that belugas gain 8 pounds a day for the first 5 days of life. Just like a person who takes a cruise. It's amazing. Here's the Alaska flag right here, and here's the song that goes with it. 8 stars of gold on a field, hills and streams. The brilliant stars in the northern sky. The bear, the dipper, and shining high. The great North Star with its steady light. For land and sea, a beacon bright. Alaska's flag to Alaskans dear. The simple flag of a last frontier. Thank you, folks. Thank you very much. You know how we got our state flag is written right on the left over here on this building right here. When you get off the trolley, you take a minute to read it. It's one of the sweetest stories I've ever heard of how a state got its flag. It was designed by a little orphan boy. He had no parents. His name was Benny Benson. 14 years old.